Well, Park Point is one of Duluth's most iconic places, and its recreation area could see some big changes in the years ahead.
The Park Point Recreation Area is a park space way down the point, offering beach access, hiking paths, volleyball courts, and a community building. Now, Duluth leaders are pitching a draft plan to protect it while making it safer and easier to use.
And Northern News Now's Kyrie Johnson joins us in the studio for a closer look at that proposal. And Kyrie, what do they have in store for that future space?
Yeah, Laura and Dan. So this draft is a balancing act between how to future-proof Park Point, keeping it safe and open while safeguarding the shoreline and the natural habitat that draws people there.
Park Point draws thousands of people year-round for everything from beach days to art festivals.
People love the rec area. They love going there for not only its natural beauty and its water access, but also to be a place for community engagement.
And so the draft plan was built to reflect public concerns and recommendations.
We heard key themes around sustainability, modernizing the park to be a more pedestrian-friendly sort of community hub space, encouraging habitat restoration and ecological health.
The concept would require moving Minnesota Avenue about 400 feet inland and elevate it for resilience, while still focusing on amenities.
We're hoping to consolidate the recreational amenities into one central hub to really create a vibrant, community-oriented space. So having a flexible field space, having a pedestrian plaza where food trucks can come.
But preservation groups say balancing the requests of residents isn't an easy task.
Clearly, when you go out to the community and say, what do you want? You're going to get 100 different answers. From people who say, I want this, I want that.
After nearly 800 residents provided input calling for better access, parking, and safety, the project expanded, driving up scope and cost.
Overall, I think it's been very positive. One of the bigger questions that comes is, as the plan gets approved, how is it funded?
The draft estimates more than $17 million total, with design, permitting, contingencies, and studies.
It is a large price tag, but we really believe that there are granting agencies out there that are going to support this project.
The city expects to pursue grants and build funding, aiming for construction around 2031.
Public comments are due by Friday, March 27th. After reviewing feedback, Duluth Parks and Rec will update the draft and send a final plan to the Parks and Recreation Commission, then to the Duluth City Council for approval. In studio, Kyrie Johnson, Northern News Now.